Good evening and welcome everyone to tonight's coverage of ASRNZ's Race of Champions series, proudly sponsored by Race Command and MatchFit Entertainment. Tonight we are at Spa. Massive track, beautiful track. Spa for the second round in the Race of Champions series. As usual, you know me, I'm Davo, and as always, I have my good friends and wingmen by my side, J-Man and Rusty Shackelwood. How you doing, boys?
G'day, Rusty. G'day, Davo. How are you, lads?
Doing well, mate. G'day, boys. Good evening, everyone out there in YouTube land. Thank you for joining us here, obviously, ASRNZ, Race of Champions. We are in Stavelot, the Stavelot region here in Belgium, Davo and J-Man. So plenty of beer. I hope you brought your beer. I hope you brought your chocolate. And I hope you brought your knapsack. Because we're out in the Belgian countryside. We'll be yodeling all the way to the end tonight. So looking forward to it.
Well, we generally are yodeling by the end of the stream anyway.
By the start of the stream, half the time.
Yeah. So, and beer's always a prerequisite in the comms booth, and maybe some martinis and maybe a few gins. It's all going on here. The boys are at Spa, like I mentioned. It is round 2 in the Race of Champions. We've got cars out on track, guys, already in qualifying, so we might just get some vision up. As we don't actually have any points for you tonight, but not really necessary. We saw a pretty well clean sweep last week, didn't we, guys? From
Steve Rees, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and that brings me to my next point. As we just see all these guys out here cycling up. You're looking at, just off camera, we had a quick discussion, and look, a cycle up lap, better part of 2.5 minutes. What we know is a great lap in one of these GT2 cars, somewhere around the 2-minute 18 something, maybe low or mid 18 would be well and truly respectful. So, perfect scenario is you get an out lap and maybe 3 bankers in, but the reality is I think we'll see a good portion of the field get an opening lap and 2 flyers. Now, with that said, boys, we did see a lot of cutting at a Rouge earlier, so there could be some cut laps, deleted laps very, very quickly.
Oh, there'll definitely be some deleted laps. And I find here at Spa, when I've driven here in the past with a short qualifying session, the pressure's really on to nail that first banker lap. As you mentioned, we've only got a 10-minute quali, so it's a 2-minute 20 lap, roughly thereabouts. So if you miss that first one, you've got 35%, 25% less time to get your next one in, and then if you miss your next one as well, and then the pressure's on. Well, now I don't have time for a banker lap, and so you will see a lot of cutting tonight. Won't surprise me if a couple of the faster guys might not get a lap in, because it happens here at Spa quite often, right? Push.
Yep.
So it's focus on, game face on. Steve Rees, 2 from 2. You mentioned last week, 2 races, 2 wins. It literally doesn't get any better than that. So can he back it up tonight?
Yeah, and let's remember what he did it in. He was in the lonely Audi, and as we mentioned off air earlier, what have we got? Around 7 or 8 Audis out there tonight, so that sets the tone.
He's a sim racing influencer officially now, Steve Rees.
Yeah, there you go. And on the books with Audi, clearly. So as the boys
done a fleet deal, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely. One of those above-mentioned Audis, should I say, is piloted by Shane Fuddido, out on track there in the trademark camo paint job. Also,
I think you might have
as well.
Think you might have inadvertently coined a new nickname there, the Maori in the Audi, Shane Fodderdo.
Yeah.
Sensational stuff there, the Maori.
Where is
hey, I've got all the material. I just don't even know. I don't even know I got it. So
just nuggets of gold flying out.
Yes.
There you go. I quickly saw Steve Rees to the top in that Lamborghini that he's chosen this week, obviously running the Audi last week, but very quickly eclipsed by Shane Fodderdo, who was also eclipsed by Vic Chan. So 2:18.0, 2:18.6, 2:18.7 is the top 3 times, and then we go to John Carter in the Mercedes at 2:20. So this is going to be a really, really tight qualifying session, guys, and pretty important here. You just spoke about it, Davo. It's a big track.
It is a long track.
Quality's important here. It is really important because
And not so much for track position while racing though, is it? Because it's not tight and twisty.
No, I think, but to get off the start nice and
lap
clean
one.
up the front,
Yep.
lap one is going to be critical, because if you don't bank a lap here and you're a little bit further back, then it's going to take a good portion of this very short 30-minute race to get back through. Now, couple of bites at it, Rusty. Can you come at us with a little bit more details around the format tonight and the times of day we're going racing?
So it's a midday start, I believe, for this first race. We're running 2 30-minute races. This is throughout the Race of Champions, so 2 30-minute races back to back. 1 compulsory pit stop for fuel only, so you must take 1 litre minimum in the pit stop to get back out there and be legal. In regards to qualifying here at Spa, I tend to think if you're qualifying, in that kind of 10th to 15th range, you're almost better off qualifying last. You either want to be up the front or right up the back, because you don't want to be hitting Eau Rouge on lap 1 and
in the middle.
Because you've got people checking up in front of you and people flying into the back of you. It's the worst possible place to be. So.
Oh, for sure. And particularly up into that first big braking area at the top of the hill there.
Yeah. Cold brakes, there's always accidents.
Oh, plenty of places where it can go wrong, right to the end of the lap with the final chicane.
Steve Rees with a big lap coming here, boys.
So, big lap. Boys, plenty to think about here in qualifying. Only 3 minutes to go. These guys will be mindful to be trying to get in at least 2 good flying laps after cycling these cars up. Boys, plenty of work to do right from the get-go here in qualifying for round 2 in the Race of Champions at Asrnz here tonight. Stay tuned, everyone. A couple of 30-minute races coming up. Please hit the like and subscribe button. As always, if you like what you're watching, hit the notifications so you can keep up with all that's going on with the Match Fit Entertainment. Who we got eyes on, guys?
Very good lap there from McDonald to see him jump in the top 5. And I just had noted, Rusty, that Dewey Aerosmith in the 772 car had gone back to pits in that Porsche relatively early. So obviously 20.3 probably felt maybe that's all that car had in quali trim, and he was sitting in 5th. However, McDonald just pipped him off there, and I'm just a little bit concerned that Lucas Saar has got enough time up his sleeve and the Delta to pip him as well, and also Vaughan Martin potentially as well. So damage control, nothing Stewie can do about it at the moment, but just sit and watch, really.
I think that might have been an accident there, because that's I'm going to say it's a good 7 or 8 tenths off his practice time that we were seeing in that Porsche. So I think something's gone awry. It's good to see JB back in the field. Gee, it doesn't take him long to get up to speed, does it? He's got so much experience. Running top 5. Welcome back.
Yeah, definitely.
G'day, boys. Did you miss me?
No.
I tell you what, who I'm watching tonight. I bet you. Do you reckon Vic Chan's hungry tonight for a victory after last week?
Well,
running second twice.
Yeah, I mean, we said it in the back end of last week's stream with Steve Rees after he did the double there. I said to him, I don't expect it's always going to be this easy, and I think that is going to be the struggle tonight. Will be the Vic Chan, Shane Fodderdo combination in those Audis. I think you're about to see Fodderdo probably slightly better as time. I don't know. It's probably not going to be enough to knock Steve off the front row, but the very real option there for that OES team to maybe get those cars off to a good start and really create a bit of trouble for Steve tonight. Although Vic, I think you're right, Vic will be hungry for it.
Absolutely. A couple of other quick shout outs. We must welcome back to the series Damien Jones, aka Jacques, and as well as Kenny Simpson, who missed the first round. Kenny, one of the regulars here at Asrnz, so good to see Kenny Simpson back.
Davo.
Mitch Campbell too. We did talk about Mitch Campbell off air. I hope he has sent gifts to the internet gods.
We've got a microphone and camera set up in his pit box, guys. We're going to be watching his engineers very closely tonight.
Yeah, so he'll have his fingers crossed whilst steering the Audi around tonight. Just hoping his connection stays solid, but because we know what Mitchie can do on track.
Checkers are out, guys. Time is up, so those who have started the lap will be well and truly in there. I was just looking at the job that Shane Fodderdo was doing. Unfortunately, he caught up to John Carter and that was going to be all she wrote. And he was actually up on the Delta. The front four, because McDonald actually moved up to P4.
What about Lucas Sarr and Vaughan Martin, 5th and 6th? Renewing their hostilities for
nice
the GT3 Pro-Am season.
Enright also in the pits in provisional 7th, John Carter in 8th, Stu Arrowsmith in 9th, dropping down through there obviously after a little bit of a slip up clearly as well. And Mitch Campbell rounding out the top 10 provisionally
he's
at the moment,
mate.
but he is definitely on a lap. He's nearly half a second up on his Delta, running up the hill towards the end of the circuit here. Couple more corners to go. This little tricky thing, it has a little bit of a wriggle on the way in and up to the chicane here.
This will put him up to 5th if he sticks the last corner on his current Delta. He might even knock off JB here in 4th
He could
place.
quite possibly here.
Got to get a good exit.
He bled a little bit of speed off there.
P9.
Oh, he's bled a lot of speed off there. P9.
Yeah, 20.2. I tell you what, those other couple of tenths that he did have coming down in the sector would have helped him immensely. However, not a bad starting position, although we did just say, Rusty Shackelford, that probably wouldn't want to be in this pack.
No, definitely not. So let's, fingers crossed. I've got my fingers and toes crossed for Mitchy Campbell tonight, because if the internet disconnections don't get you, the back of the pack will.
No, for sure, for sure.
Good to have Geordie tuning in. Good to have you there, Geordie, and I hope you're feeling better, mate. And pretty sure the boys are going to put on a great show for you to watch.
And Stu Arrowsmith joining us in the chat as well, just breaking the fourth wall and ruining the illusion and saying, no, I didn't crash. That's all I had. So that was the best time he could put out there. P10, though, still pretty good.
It's about now you take the sandbag out, Stewie, mate. We know the deal. Yeah, hey, look, the OES boys represented on the first and second row already here tonight. So it's going to be a good one.
Rees the meat and the OES sandwich there. P2.
Yeah.
Good start, critical. Gee, if Rees gets in front here on lap 1, it's going to be thirsty up there between Vic and Shane chasing him down, because I think they got sick of looking at the back of his car last week. So.
Yeah, look, I didn't get to analyse too much of the sectors, Rusty. Obviously, we'll get a bit of an opportunity as the night plays out tonight just to see where the strengths and weaknesses are of that Lamborghini versus those two Audis around it. And I suspect very much that the Audi will be, it'll own the middle sector, and potentially that Lamborghini owns Sector 1 and maybe Sector 3. So we'll see how that shakes out. We'll come at the viewers with a little bit more info on that, and obviously visually we'll get a pretty good read on what it looks like once they go green very shortly.
I'm not sure actually, J-Man, just on that, because correct me if I'm wrong, but did Shane take the Lamborghini last week? He took the Super Trofeo, didn't he? And remember, it surprised me. He made a comment, something to the effect of, it's not terribly good on the straights. And I was kind of taken aback by that. I thought, really? Lambo's not as good on the straight. So I wonder if the Audi might be dominant in Sector 1 compared to the Lambo. Maybe the Lambo's got him in Sector 2. So we're very interesting. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, look, I didn't get too analytical on the top speed traps, but I did see the top speed already tonight out there is John Carter in the practice session. I didn't get a read on quali, but in the practice session, it was John Carter in the Mercedes at 274 kilometres an hour.
That's steaming.
Yeah. So there's approximately, I think, about 6 to 7k an hour from the fastest car to the slowest here. So that'll be certainly one to watch.
Which is the slowest? Would it be the KTM down the straight?
Funnily enough, I know the Porsche and the Mercedes were level pegging earlier on at 273, and then the
really?
And the Mercedes just pipped it in the end with 1 more k an hour. But I think to be honest, I thought the slow one could have been just an off lap. I didn't think it was Jarks. I thought it was actually one of the Maseratis that may not have got the best run. So
because Jarks is in the Ferrari. I think he loaned Ferrari.
He's changed to the KTM, mate.
Okay, there you go.
Change,
so change for Jarks there.
Yep.
Yeah, they just rolled one out of the factory for him and drove it up to the track.
Yeah.
Just goes, well, disgruntled Ferrari customer, here's a KTM.
Yeah, so 5 seconds before these guys get this outlap underway. It is a pretty big outlap. It's going to see the better part of around 3 and a bit minutes to fire this one up. But yeah, plenty of time to get these tyres in these GD2 and the Super Trofeo cars out there tonight. The $1 million invoice from Ferrari for sure.
Oh, so KTM will pay for that.
Yeah.
As the boys roll away for the formation lap here at Spa. Like J-Man just mentioned, quite a hefty formation lap. It will give these guys plenty of time to think about the race ahead, and a relatively short race ahead. 30 minutes of Spa is only about 10 odd laps, so it's well and truly a sprint race here tonight, guys. Compulsory pit stop, just slip a compulsory pit stop in there, and anything can happen. That's what we love in the comms box, and I'm sure J-Man and Rusty are as G'd up as I am for this one.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's certainly it's a good chance to see the difference in these cars in this field and race trim. Obviously, we've just got to see what they've got quali trim, but fire a bit of fuel at these things.
Yep.
You know what are we going to see? You know, there are cars out there that are going to be more comfortable at this big Formula One style circuit than the others. I don't know. Steve Rees, I think this Lamborghini could be good here.
Well, we know the Audi's good. We saw it last week in the right hands. It's, you know, he dominated those 2 races. I'm just glad it's going to be a battle of the nicknames. We've got Vic Stappen versus Mr. Perfect, Steve Rees, undefeated so far, and the Maori and the Audi, Shane Fodderday.
Yeah.
Which is your nickname of the day out there in the chat? Vote 1, 2, or 3.
Well, I'm missing Geordie the boss boss. So we want Geordie back. But yeah, a few nicknames in there. Most of them made up by the comms team, mind you.
Yeah, but they stick.
They definitely stick. Right across the community and the Discord. So.
Yeah, JB's in a good position here too, isn't he, J-Man?
He is.
At the back of this top 3. If he can just hook in, get onto the back of those first 3 cars, carry him a long way here, put himself in a good position, because we know JB's always really good at the pit stops, the 1%ers, as we like to call them. So he will just be looking, I reckon, to attach himself to the back of that pack, try and hang on and, you know, have his usual kind of clean run in and out of the pit lane.
Oh, yeah, and a very consistent performer. I mean, he's probably wishing this race was longer, because he really does perform in a long race on a track like Spa. So,
but
J-Man.
Then so does Steve Rees too, mate, because we know what his pedigree's like at endurance racing. But hey, look, just a quick mention too, and thanks for the heads up too, Geordie. But the track temps, the big one out there, Ambient 20, track temp 34. So
toasty.
Hot. So that's going to be something to think about going forward, as you know, have these guys set these pressures correctly.
Yeah, would it be the right front here that hurts, that starts screaming the most?
You would have
in warm temperature? Yeah.
Yep. And also, I'm pretty sure I saw on the schedule, guys, obviously we've got like optimum conditions here at 4 p.m. A few longer shadows, but next race up after this one, we are going to see a 6 p.m. qualifying and a 7 p.m. race. So
nice.
Expect it to be either a little darker or very, very long shadows. So we'll soon see.
A beautiful Belgian sunset to set us off for the night.
As the boys round the chicane corner there, this is not the start-finish line, ladies and gentlemen. That has caught me out before. So the boys will run around the corner and head down the hill before they kick start round 2 here at Spa for the 2024 Asrnz Race of Champions. Obviously proudly sponsored and supported by Race Command and Match Fit Entertainment. I'm Davo. We've got Rusty and J-Man by my side. We've got Vic Chan, Steve Reed, Shane Fuddo, John McDonald, Lucas R, and Vaughan Martin rounding at the top 3 rows. We've got Aaron Enright, John Carter, Mitch Campbell, and Stu Arrowsmith rounding out the top 10 as they roll down to the start finish line here. We're going to go green any moment. Killer start here into Oru straight away here. Reeves has the outside, gets forced by Vic Chan. Who wants to come with it? Shane Fuddo. Right up behind is McDonald, and like you mentioned earlier, Rusty, McDonald in a great position here. Lucas R right in there as well. Good clean start from the boys here. Carter down a couple of positions, but good clean stuff up the front. We got a bit of a braking battle at the top of Fuddo again. Really forcing the issue.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the straight line speed of that Audi.
No,
as
definitely
you mentioned, Rusty, that thing is quick.
Yeah, held the Lambo off quite easily.
Yeah, definitely. Fuddo getting held out wide there a little bit after his attack on Reeves there, which has just made him vulnerable a little bit to John McDonald. Back in the background, though,
Yeah,
look at
Carter and Aerosmith too
Carter,
wide.
Aerosmith, I think that's Wilton as well, and Mitch Campbell, all looking for the same bit of real estate.
Yeah, it's still going on, although Stewie just ducks him behind there.
Yeah, he goes, I've had enough. Let's just settle down here.
Campbell's up 3 spots already, 6 to 1.
So Campbell was the mover and shaker there, and I think it really shook those boys up, got through that pack, and has really gapped them there immediately on the back of Vaughan Martin already, J-Man and Rusty.
Mitch is always a fast starter. It's one of his, it's one of his draw cards.
Yep.
Yeah, hey, look, we've seen him throughout the years, haven't we, be able to manipulate and work his way through traffic. So he's got plenty of racecraft and IQ on him. He knows how to pass cars, and he's already shown that us and halfway through this first lap.
Yep, he doesn't mind getting the elbows out either. He's a Sydney boy, and us Sydney boys, we don't fare well in traffic, so he doesn't mind sticking the nose in.
Work your way through it.
The front 4, as we saw last week, we talked about the top 4 last week. We saw a breakaway pack, or the top 4 have broken away, and then you've got
Absolutely
Lucas
have.
Starr.
I think that is McDonald. Was it running wide there?
Little touch.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, little touch, I think, for McDonald there. Just run deep. It's allowed the other 3 just to make a little bit of a gap on him. Right in that last chicane there, Rusty. Carter down a position again to Aerosmith. But a little bit of a gap. Then we have the McDonald and Lucas R car, and then we get into this battle.
Enright to pits. We talked about this last week.
Early pit stop.
We saw Stewie Aerosmith do the 1 lap and this week it'll be Aaron Enright to get out of traffic and stay out of harm's way. He got turned in lap 1, turn 1 last week, and maybe he's thought, I just want to get out of trouble, and he is doing his official pit stop.
I feel like it's a bit of a gamble here, perhaps more so than last week's track, because you do lose so much time if you're not in a draft train here. So, getting out of traffic early, it's a risk. Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah, and so obviously I missed that. Sorry, boys, if you actually called on that Foddo getting through on Steve Rees.
Yeah, also, we're just picking up on the replay here. Carter back past Stu Aerosmith down the straight. The Merc got loads of pace on the Porsche here and around the outside into the big braking area.
Vaughan Martin too after that one, Davo. Yeah, beautiful pass. Beautiful pass on the replay. Good work from our camera crew.
Vaughany's coming back at him here.
Yeah, he is coming back. He's going to look for an inside move down here, but I think Mitchy will have the rights down here.
So, yeah, Mitch Campbell there. That was a bit of a slip-up from Vaughan Martin there. Got very sideways. Mitch around the outside, over, under. Really
Actually,
put the pressure on Vaughan Martin. It's still going on, though, I think, in the background, but we're just picking up on the replay here, guys.
Yeah, and then, beautiful. Like, capitalised on the moment there. You can see on the replay that he was just there ready. However, he's made a couple of, maybe 3 or 4 car links at the moment, but right behind him, Vaughan Martin, John Carter, Stewie Aerosmith, and Steve
Mate, the pressure back there. Whoa.
It's a big battle.
That's an angry little pack, that one.
sorry, we just had Fodderdo attacking the team car of Vic Chan down at the bus stop chicane too at the back end of the lap. But that's actually left him vulnerable.
It's cost him a lot of time.
Oh, that's
Down
Vaughan
to
Martin
Steve
into the
Reed.
pits. Sorry to interrupt there. Vaughan Martin into the pits. This gaggle of cars, though.
Yep.
Mate. Guys, that's intense. That's a fantastic battle.
That is a great battle, and I'll give you an update. The Aaron Enright was a 6-second stop, and look, the total time that it takes out of the lap here, guys, is the better part of nearly half the lap. It's a minute 20 to get through this pit lane and do your official stop here. Now, we talked about a 2-minute 20 or a 2-minute 19 being a pretty good lap. So when you're spending a minute 20 of it trundling down pit lane,
It's a long lane, isn't it?
I think stopping late in the piece here could be dangerous too, Rusty.
Yeah, absolutely. You could be right there. It's a gamble. Do you take the draft train and you get yourself those easy tenths down that Camel Straight, or do you take the safer option, get out of harm's way?
Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
after last week, Aaron, I'm not surprised that he pitted early after last week.
We got stuff going on in the background here. So Mitch Campbell, I think, dropping back there a little bit. We'll just pick up on this replay here. Not sure what was going on there. It involved Wilton, though. So we just picked up on the replay here. Wilton's car running up to the big braking area at the top of the hill. There was plenty going on in front of him.
It was
that was the
Phil Turner, I think.
No, so it was the Mitch Campbell little battle there with Stu Arrowsmith. Wilton,
Wilton
all
did it on his own.
over the place. That's Brad
Oh,
Robinson tangled up.
something's
That's
gone
also
wrong there.
Phil Turner. Phil Davison, should I say, tangled up in that mess as
Brad
well.
Robinson
So,
also,
yeah,
so that looked like a hardware failure.
It did.
it did. The car just ran across the track way too quickly after the fact. So
Yeah,
Been a loss
unfortunate.
of force feedback or something strange that's put him right off there. He was carrying way too much speed.
So the beneficiary out of all that, he really is Mitch Campbell and Stu Arrowsmith. It's left a massive gaping gap back to who now Steve Melling and Phil Davison, who are in clean air, guys.
Yeah, look, and these two Audis out the front are starting to check out. They've just settled down a little bit, and
Tyre temps coming up on those
Yeah.
Audis.
yeah, they're just sort of checking out a bit. And yeah, Vaughan Martin in the special yellow school bus. I did ask for a ride earlier, but he was scared I was going to lick the windows, so kept me well out of it. And also Farmer forgetting what a corner is. Yeah, I'm not sure, but hey, look, he's still going. Yeah, if he doesn't know what a corner it is,
He's recovered. Yeah, he has recovered. So I'm not sure what happened there. But look, from our end, it definitely looked like it was a bit of a hardware failure. Just the way the car came across track at speed, it really didn't look like he had much control of that as he pulls that car into the pits. As we
Aerosmith
speak,
in the pits.
Aerosmith also in the pit. Who was that also? Phil Turner in the pits as well, boys.
Yeah, so it's going to be a hefty repair bill, I think,
Oh, definitely.
for Wilton.
Definitely. The two closest cars on track is actually Stu Harris. No, hang on, that's not working. My data's
And with
gone
this
mad.
with this extra long pit lane, boys, you really do have to kind of quickly do a calculation. You almost want to do an extra lap just to see how the car feels after a big prang like Wilton had there. Can you make it the rest of the race? Because with a 1-minute 20 pit lane, entry to exit timer, it's not really worth it, is it, to spend another kind of 30, 40, 50 seconds in the pits? That's your race over effectively. So if you can manage the damage, get it done. You've only got 20 minutes, so you can get out there and have another crack.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not sure what's going on there with Stu, but I can't seem to collect the data on his pit stop. So it is official though. I'll maybe retry and have a look and see what's going on.
I've got him for you. So it was a 5-second clean stop, 1-minute 20.
Yep. Very good.
Regulation stuff from Stu.
Yeah, so that's the quickest of the lot so far.
That's correct, yep. Yeah, we did discover last week that 5 seconds, that's your optimal.
Yes. Yeah, we have not seen better than that. Not likely to, I don't think. But yeah, hey, look, 1.2 seconds, the margin Vic Chan's got over his teammate Shane Fodderdo at the moment, although it kind of looks a little less out on track. That's what it is. And then Steve Rees was another 1.4 from there. McDonald's still hanging in there. Managed to bridge a little gap back to Lucas Saar. Now, something we haven't spoke about since we started this broadcast, boys, and I just want to touch on it. Now, Arouge, and then the potential track cuts there and drive-through penalties. A 30-minute race, is it a factor tonight? Hot tyres as well. So
yeah, up to P14 after that early stop. So
yep,
it hasn't hurt him. Obviously, he's kept out of trouble.
No, and yeah, likely to just press on. And obviously, still got the better part of 16 and just under a half minutes to go in this one.
Well, currently P14 on track. If he's running around Smith and Campbell, I'm going to say that when it all balances out, when it all washes out after all the pit stops are done, J-Man, I reckon that's going to put him around the 6th, 7th, 8th territory or thereabouts.
Yeah, absolutely. Could well be. And I think probably deservedly.
Yeah.
Get up there. So good to have the stream back. Thank you to Davo and his technical crew. Absolutely just working frantically in the back. And yeah, good stuff.
Right? Yeah, it's the minions were running hot there. Thanks for bearing with us there, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully we didn't miss too much action, but a few more pit stops yet to come from the top end of the field here. As I think we've got cameras on. Who have we got cameras on? Oh,
Stewie Harris. Look at it.
Stuart Aerosmith. So holding down 12th position, one of I think probably the first pit stopped car in the race so far.
Phil Davison in the pits, guys, as we speak. So it's
Bear Grylls has got a DQ. Wonder what happened to Bear.
Oh, really?
Must have been flying into pit lane.
Oh, definitely. Rivers with a drive-through, guys, as well. So
first one of the night.
Yeah, interesting stuff going on. Like I mentioned, Phil Davis in the pits. Thanks for bearing with us through some technical difficulties there tonight, guys. But obviously, welcome and hang around for the rest of Asrnz Round 2 Race of Champions here at Spa, brought to you by Race Command and Matchfit Entertainment, of course.
Yeah, I've
just sent a little going on.
Just sent a little email to the boys in the production van out back, Davo, and you'll be pleased to know that they have put away the Belgian beer and the Belgian chocolate for now. I said they do need to hang on to that until the end of the stream tonight. They can't be cracking on early.
Mate,
that's our job.
It's only an hour.
I know, guys. Resist the urge, please. Guys, you're professionals. Come on.
Well, maybe we shouldn't give the beer to them first.
I know, that was our bad, wasn't it? That was our mistake. We can't blame them, can we?
Good battle going on here, guys, with Brad Robertson and Nev Shields. I've been watching this thing just starting to really squeeze up a little bit over the last lap and a half, and Brad Robertson certainly got to the back of Nev now. So you could call this a battle of the South, but he's just absolutely driven around the outside. Nev didn't contest that at all.
No.
Nice. I think that's a little. I'll get out of your way, mate. Don't worry.
Well, just the speed difference between that Merc and that Porsche up that hill.
Yeah, it's wild.
Is massive. Obviously, Nev into the pits. Who's that just tucked in behind? I think that's Damien Jones as well in the pits. As we also see,
he gives him a big hit across the line. It was a big hit into pit lane from Damien Jones on Nev Shields. I certainly hope that doesn't incur some sort of speed penalty, because that was a big hit.
It would have incurred a little damage penalty, though. Here's another 20 seconds for your damage time, mate.
Let's have a look at the replay, guys, here. As you just see Nev Shields in the red Porsche in front. Damien Jones probably not quite sure, ouch, as where that line is. Gives him see the front of the KTM just bounce into the air. So there you go. Well, look, one or both are going to have a little bit of damage there to address.
And hopefully Jarks leaves a note under the windscreen wiper of that Porsche after today's proceedings. Sorry for the ding in the car park there, mate.
Yeah, I think it was John McDonald. Here's his number.
That sounds like something you do.
Throw him under the bus.
Yeah. Maybe it was Mitchie. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you just signed it. Sorry, mate, it was me, JM. So to be like John McDonald, but it's actually J-Man.
That's it. Yeah. I admit nothing. Anywho, unfortunate for Bear Grylls there with the disqualification. Scotty Rivers has managed to cleared that drive-through, if I'm correct. Or actually,
yes.
Click on him, it looks like he's up in the steward's spot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yep. He's out of the car, remonstrating with the stewards.
Yep.
Not happy.
Yep. Not much getting solved up there, because obviously they're speaking French, so he can't understand a word they're saying. There's a lot of arm waving, though, going on.
I think so. It's a lot of arm waving and gestures.
Lucas Starr in the lane, guys.
Really impressed with Lucas Starr's drive tonight, guys. He's been keeping station behind John McDonald, who, obviously JB's in the pro class. Lucas Starr, Pro-Am class.
Yep.
Really just been in top form, hasn't he, in 2024? And it's good to see.
For sure.
It was a bit of an off night for him last week in that Porsche. I think he was the only one running it, to be fair.
Yes, he was.
And so he had the equal and opposite reaction to the Audi at the top of the field.
Well,
Lucas Starr and the Porsche at the back. So good to see him up, running in the top 10 yet again and showing that form that was no fluke in the GT3 season.
In the
that saw him
GT3
take out the Pro-Am Championship.
Absolutely. Yeah, might be up for a bit of a class.
Could be.
Promotion, maybe.
When the Oompa Loompas are done, fixing up the production van, I'm sure they'll start crunching numbers and see what pops out.
It's always the hardest promotion to get, isn't it? That Pro-Am to Pro class. The boys do so push back at it, so they because it's a big step. It is a really big step from the Pro-Am, the Pro-Ams to the pros. So. But yeah, Lucas definitely showing some form this year. Like you mentioned, Rusty in 2024 here at ASRNZ. Field's a little spread at the moment. We've got, I think it's Steve Rees there on screen at the moment.
Yeah, Lucas Starr copped a stop go 32. Boys,
no.
Just an update too from down in pit lane on Nev Shields. No harm, no foul on that 1% strategy from Damien Jones to punt him into a drive-through. It didn't work. He actually is leading the way up there with the likes of Steve Melling and Aaron Enright on the quickest stops of the night, 5 second stationary on the track with a total time of 1 minute 20.
There you go.
However,
Steve Rees in the pits, boys.
Yes.
Critical stop, this one.
This is critical.
Now, yeah, we could see in camera shot there, that was the Fondo Audi just up in front of that car. These guys are only 3.5 seconds apart before Rees ducks into the pits here. So, yes, very much a critical stop, isn't it, for both Fondo and Rees here. Fondo yet to do his pit stop. That puts John McDonald provisionally into third as he just rips that Maserati up through a Rouge and up the hill.
Gee, we were talking about good-looking cars last week. That Maserati's a peach, isn't it?
It is. Sounds nice. Again, one of those, front-rear mounted cars that has the really aggressive, these GT2 cars with the really aggressive snorkel up over the top of the roof. Yeah. Really does it for me. I love that look.
Looks like it belongs on a rally track.
Oh, mate. It is proper race car looking stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Fantastic.
Okay,
the GT2s don't get enough love in this game, and I'm glad that we're running them for this season because they really do deserve a little bit more love, I think. They're great cars.
Steve Rees with a picture-perfect stop, boys. 5 seconds on the jacks, 1 minute 20 overall. So
doesn't get much better than that, eh?
Yeah.
Ball's in Fodo's court.
Yeah, the top two need to do the business here. Obviously, Cham with a little bit more margin, but Fodo with not so much to play with, so he's going to have to make it count.
Make it work. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think it was just on the happy side of 2 seconds, the gap before that pit stop. So, hey, it's easy to lose 2 seconds in a pit stop, isn't it?
As Fodo, as we speak, runs up the hill towards the final chicane here, ladies and gentlemen. Please, if you like and what you're watching here tonight at MatchFit Entertainment, click the like and subscribe. And hit your notification buttons. He does, boys. Fodo in the pits.
Yeah, I think he had to respond. I think he definitely had to respond to that. And he well and truly slowed it down. Absolutely no chance of gaining a speeding infringement there. He well and truly almost had it stopped on the blocks, didn't he, Rusty?
Yeah, very conservative pit entry. And now part 2 of this is got to make sure you hit those jacks.
Yeah. Yep. Are you still with us, Dave?
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Yep.
Copy, mate. Just, so, John McDonald as well. Great opportunity for him to get this done too, I feel, just to stay, I guess, in sequence, albeit he's not, running competitive enough times to run with these guys. I think staying in the sequence, to stay in this mode right now, and if one of these guys gets an infringement or butchers the stop, he's right.
Yeah, that's it. John's a smart guy. He would recognise that his pace probably isn't enough to be, he's not going to be chasing. He'll just be focusing on getting those consistent laps done and putting yourself in that position to pounce should the opportunity arise, definitely.
Yeah, maybe a little bit awkward onto the jacks was Fodado there, and he's going to have to hustle here because
JB's right behind him.
Rees was right there. Now, that was a good stop from Fodado. 5 seconds on the jack.
Yep.
Gets the car going. What does the undercut look like for Steve Rees?
Rees coming through Eau Rouge now.
Yep.
Oh, and this will be close here. Rees with a run, but Fodado out
Nicely
on track
done.
now. Rees, look at this thing coming.
Yeah.
He's got the pace.
Margin, mate. Definitely close the margin. We were talking about 2 seconds, Rusty, weren't we?
Yeah, it took about a second chunk out of him, I reckon.
Yep. So now Robinson in the lane also. McDonald. What did that do for McDonald? Okay, he's still there in P5. Obviously got John Carter out of sequence at the moment, currently running P2 because Vic Chan hasn't stopped also. Vic Chan responds to this pit gate
battle
stuff going on at the moment. So
pulls that car into the pit.
Perfect on the pit entry.
like a lot more efficient, I think, than Shane to the line.
Yes.
Right
on 49 Ks as he hit it.
Yeah. So just didn't go any slower than he needed to, but certainly just optimised that entry there. And we talk about this, and we'll always probably often reference those 1% things there. So
a little battle developing down the field, guys, for the end of the top 10. You've got Nev Shields, Phil Davidson, Damien Jarks, and Vaughan Martin all line astern. 4 cars.
Yeah, that is going on, and Steve, I'll be well and truly glad to be up the road of that a little bit, up there in P9 at the moment. So, because that is a hot battle, like you mentioned, Shields, Davison, Jarkus, and Martin. So that is a good spot. And Brad Robinson, expect him to join that battle. There's only 3 minutes 40 odd to the end of this race, but look, that's still potentially another couple of laps for these boys. As we see Chan pull up on the blocks. I'm just going to try and get a read on the stationary time here for Vic Chan. Was going to see with that efficient entry exit, does he get a 119? 120 is as good as it gets. So
all of our top 3 runners, 5 seconds on the jacks, 1 minute 20 in the lane. You're going to have to get it done on track tonight if you're going to take out, any positions off the start line. No mistakes are being handed out tonight.
No, and Fodado and Rees through the lane. Rees very, very hungry that time at a Rouge. So he's clearly got a couple of track cuts up his sleeve at the moment, boys, because he definitely used one there.
Strategic track cut?
Yeah, absolutely. I suspect, if there's not a pass involved in it, if it was just to make margin and you got it up your sleeve,
Yeah, why not?
You might as well go out there and play the rule book. So John Carter out there leading this race at the moment. Now, John Carter up 5 spots because of this being out of sequence with his pit stop is still a very real factor to where he plays in with John McDonald, Stewie Aerosmith, and Mitchie Campbell. So
yeah, just looking at the margin, I reckon he's probably got. I'm going to say he's got Mitch Campbell covered. He's got Aaron Enright covered. 1 minute 20. So, actually, no. I reckon he's probably going to drop around, say around 8th. Aaron Enright, Mitch Campbell, there or thereabouts. It's going to be close, though.
Yeah.
So
he might find himself in a bit of heat when he comes back out of pit lane, looking at it.
Yeah, I just picked up on that too, Davo. You see Rees there right on the back of Fodado. So post-pit stops, Rees is really, really strong.
Yeah, really strong. And we are definitely getting down to the business end of this race here with only 1 minute and 30 seconds to go as the boys run up the hill towards the end. This is getting hot.
You mentioned fuel loads earlier in the night, J-Man. I just wonder when that Audi gets light, if it gets a little bit taily, and we know Shane's driving style, he does like to flick it around a little bit, and I wonder if it's getting a little bit lively and allowing Rees to, kind of suck up onto the back of it.
Oh, Fodado wide.
Yeah, look,
he's compromised. He's
compromised here, but I just wonder, I was about to say, if Rees is behind him coming through a Rouge for this final lap, as Vic Chan has started it.
Well, he won't be. Rees will be in front.
Yeah, is how hungry is he on this? Now, he can afford drive up there, I guess, conservatively, because it's very hard to pass through the middle of a Rouge. However, we've seen the horsepower of that Audi up the Kimmel Straight. So Now, look, Shane was the hungrier one there, so he
They
clearly
both-
had that up his sleeve.
Yeah, they both took calculated corner cuts there again.
And look at this.
I think he's
Here
going to
it
get
is
in front
on.
of him.
Oh,
just
it's
down the straight. Look at
easily got
that.
in front of.
Easily. Got the horsepower. That'll be frustrating for Steve Rees because
Oh,
he
mate.
worked so hard.
This is like a 250 motorcycle race or a 125
Yeah.
motorcycle. Who
Yeah.
wants to be in front on the last
Yeah.
lap, right?
Yeah, this is the melee.
And this is the last lap, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
Shano drops a wheel out there on the outside.
Oh, is he vulnerable? Oh, Rees crisscrossing. Carter actually just drops a position to Asrnz there as well, as we saw Neville Shields drop a position to, gain a position on Jacques here. We cannot take our eyes off this at the moment.
Because this isn't done, guys. This is going to go the whole way.
The time is down.
Rick Chan has certainly got a comfortable grasp on this now.
Yeah, 7.5 seconds.
Yep.
So Vaughan Martin, Phil Davison also exchanging positions there as well, with
Yes.
Martin up on Davison. So Davison looks like he's going down through the pack. I think he got passed by Jacques, and now
Look at it.
by
1, 2,
Vaughan
3, 4,
Martin. This is
5 cars in
close
the queue.
in that battle.
Yeah, 5 cars in that battle, Davo. There aren't 5 cars. It's just so hard to
So
take
wind
on.
it down to the end. So we
I feel
will
like Rees'
actually.
best chance is going to be at the bus stop again. He's going
Oh,
to try and
gee.
push Fodado deep, I reckon.
Yep. Oh, a little bit of
So again,
touchy
touchy
between
with
those-
Davison and Vaughan Martin there, J-Man. Davison pulling back, redressing that situation. That's Brad Robinson coming up the rear there. We got
Yeah,
bloody
Shane a lot tighter. Shane a lot tighter as we see Vic Chan just take the victory of this race. Now Shane really nailed the apex both in and out of that bus stop chicane there, guys. So well done to Vic Chan. Shane Fodado over Steve Rees, and throw it back to Davo for this battle there for the placings.
Oh, I'm we got Nev Shields,
5 cars.
Damien Jones, Vaughan Martin. We have
Oh,
Phil
Vaughan
Davidson
with
and
the
Brad
back
Robinson.
send.
Is he going to do it? Can the KTM do it? Has the KTM got the grunt up the hill anyway? He's got Vaughan Martin behind him, who is in an Audi. We got 2 Audis behind him, and then we got Brad Robinson in the Merc. Look at Brad Robinson in the Merc straight away.
Yeah, he's all over it.
Showing the nose. He's going
Going
round.
the long way.
Wow.
And
Brad's
look at the
still
Porsche.
hungry.
Look at the front of that Porsche just pulled out.
Oh, more Martin hungry on the
Martin's
outside.
going for it here.
Oh, and he's got
That
it.
is a beautiful scene. Just going to run
Here
out a
we
little
go.
bit. He's going to need it. Just tighten it back up. Now get
Again.
the little tag.
Brad's
from
going to
Davison in the back.
capitalise.
Oh,
Oh, boys.
brilliant stuff. Brilliant
And
stuff.
Robinson so close at the end there to Davison.
Great battle. Now, Phil Turner was not that far off the back of that. And then Kenny Simpson also. And then obviously we've got Steve Walton, a.k.a. Farmer, Lucas coming through. I think Scotty Rivers still with the stewards. from what I feel, but
Yeah. He's still arguing the point in French. He's like beating them with baguette.
And that's bad luck for Lucas Sartu. You can see the effect that a drive-through has here. He went from P5 to P18.
Yeah, now look, the fireworks are going off. So obviously topping the town, Vic Chan comfortably over Shane Fodado, who was certainly anything but comfortable at the finish line over Steve Rees. John McDonough with a solid 4th position. We talked about the consistency of these guys. And just seeing the BDCC comment from Geordie Moss there, felt like BDCC at the back end. Stewie Aerosmith with a great top 5 over John Carter, who just led that second to last lap, slotted back in after the pit stop there into P6 in front of
Did
Mitch
really
Campbell. And then Aaron Enright with the 1 first lap pit stop strategy, which Vaughan Martin played the week before. Now, I think that worked pretty well for Aaron Enright into P8. Steve Melling with a very, very consistent drive to P9. And then Nev Shields for the top 10. And we saw this battle here there that went on there. He had the
From there
grunt down
down.
the back straight. So
Your top end as well, Nev Shields.
Yeah.
Getting a
Yeah,
top
he
10.
was.
Well done.
Yeah,
So
cracking
we'll
battle down the
We'll have a
mid
quick
pack there.
we'll have a quick chat to these blokes here. So we'll quickly just grab down Steve Rees down channel. Got us on comm, Steve.
Hey, gents.
Mate, I tell you what, that was a hell of a battle, mate.
That was good fun. Good fun.
You sent a message last week in the Audi, and it looks like they listened because there was about 7 or 8 of them out in the field tonight, mate. So
Message received, I think. Yeah.
yeah. But hey, nonetheless, great start to that race. Managed to get out to a good start, chucking behind Vic, and then good battle with Shano for the better part of that.
Yeah. Lambo just didn't have the legs, but no, I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty third was, I guess, the goal coming in, so it's good.
Yeah, we commented
Good
during the
racing?
stream that maybe you push for the first couple of laps, see if you can unsettle them a little bit, and then it looked like you might have just taken your lot and thought, well, this is my race today, just keep it clean. But then Shane, opened the door just a crack, didn't he, with a couple of laps to go?
Yeah,
but the horsepower down the back that Kemmel Straight was too much, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was a little hoping for out of all the cars that I did try at this track. The Lambo was the only one that wasn't torching its tyres. But
Yeah, right.
So I was hoping that it could hang on to its tyres and it'd bring me back into it. Didn't really work out like that. Did for me and Shane, but not with Vic. He's way too fast.
Yeah, well, look, slightly cooler conditions coming up for the next one, Steve. So we'll wish you well for that one, mate. And I'm under no illusion that I'm going to be talking to you again in another 40 minutes. So well done, mate. Good work, and all the best for the next one.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Great drive, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Okay, so that was Steve Rees. We'll grab down Shano down here. He would have absolutely loved the entertainment that he provided out of that one. And Steve Rees. Shano, you got us on comms?
Hey guys.
Mate, what a battle.
Yeah, that was awesome, wasn't it? Jeez.
Oh, mate, seriously, the concentration you must have had through the bus stop chicane on the final lap to not let that happen like you did the lap before, mate, must have been immense.
yeah.
Parking on the apex.
I knew. I actually, I don't know if you noticed, but I lifted way before the corner just so I wasn't too close to him, so I could make sure I had a good run through there.
Yeah.
Because I knew I had the legs on the straight. I just had to be close enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, my tyres fell off a cliff like the last 5 minutes.
I was going to ask that because, Steve just mentioned that the Lambo in the testing that he did held on to the rubber quite well throughout the whole stint. And that might have been the little opening that he was waiting for there with a couple of laps to go when you went a little deep into the bus stop. But you did recover it well and you locked him out, obviously, to get P2. So, yeah,
Awesome
the
work.
tyres at the back end of that race were starting to scream in pain a little bit, eh?
Yeah, like thought I was holding the gap quite well, and then I did quite a safe pit stop just to make sure I didn't do anything wrong, and then came out just in front of him, and I thought I'd better pull a gap again, but no, my tyres were gone, and he was all over me.
Oh, well, I'm sure it'll be much the same the next one, Shano. So we'll let you take a quick break before you fire up for the next qualifying session, which is a little later in the day, I understand, and so is the race. So all the best with that tyre pressure setting, mate. But thanks for chatting.
Cheers, guys.
And well done.
Great
Cheers,
drive,
Shano.
mate.
Good on you, mate.
All
Shane
right.
Farado.
And we shall grab Vic stepping this down just ever so quickly. Vic, you got us on comms.
Hey boys, yep, gotchas.
Mate, pretty much controlled that one. There was a hell of a battle going on behind you, mate. Well played. Good car pace.
Yeah, I had my eyes in my rear view looking to see what was going to happen behind. To be honest, I have a bit of FOMO when I see battles behind.
Were you aware, mate? Were you aware that coming down the Kemmel Straight that the Audi had the measure on that lap 1 horsepower over the Lambo?
Yep, definitely. That's why I left plenty of room for him to see if he was going to be able to stick it on the side, which he did. But yeah,
Yep.
Unlucky on the horsepower part.
Nice. Hey, look like that. You've got that thing well and truly in the zone right now, and obviously going to a little bit later qualifying and later race. Do you think maybe a bit more favourable again to the Audi with not probably overcooking the tyres with the cooler conditions in this next one?
Yeah, I think this car and tractor seemed to gel, so I didn't have any problem with the tyres. So
Okay.
be good.
Good to be back on
the
the
teammate.
Sorry, go ahead, Jamie.
No, I was just saying Vic might have to tune up the teammate's tyres because he sounded like he was on a spot of bother.
Yeah, he has a problem of trying to keep up with me and then just overdrives it, which doesn't work well for him.
Mate, it must be good to be back on the top step of the podium after last week. I postulated at the start of the stream that you may be a little hungrier this time than normal to get back up top. So a couple of wins back to back and you'll be level pegging in the championship once again, mate.
Yeah, for sure. Cheers. Yeah, it's good to be back on top for sure. But I do get FOMO not being in some battles.
Oh, let's give him some pies. Let's put him in a BMW.
Just lift the throttle a couple of times on Kemmel Straight, mate, and you'll have all the company you need, Vic. So, no, well done, mate. All the best for the next one, eh?
Great
Cheers,
drive.
guys.
Cheers.
Nice work. And with comments like that, that's why we call him Vic Stappen.
Absolutely.
So, just a legend and super quick from Vic Chan there. Again in race 1, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We have another race coming up. We are going to have a short intermission, very short intermission. So don't go anywhere. Go and grab a drink. And yeah, we'll see you in a moment. Welcome back, everyone, and a good evening. If you're just joining us now to Asrnz's 2024 Race of Champions series, proudly sponsored and supported by Race Command and MatchFit Entertainment. It is round 2. It is race 2, actually, here at Spa. I'm Davo. I've got J-Man and Rusty right beside me again for race 2 here, guys. The boys are out in qualifying already.
Yeah, with and nearly 9 degrees less track temp than we just saw in
That's
race
a lot
1 here, guys.
Yeah, totally different car behaviour, totally different tyre pressure approach. You could probably afford to be a little bit more aggressive. Shano in the hot box mentioned that his tyres dropped off at the end of that race, and J-Man, you correctly pointed out that he might have a better time of it in race 2 due to the temperature difference. So, I feel like, that was a missed opportunity there for Steve Reese to kind of nab a P2. Not much he could do about it, obviously, down the Camel Straight, but might be even more difficult this time around. But we'll have to see what happens, how qualifying shakes out.
Yeah,
absolutely.
A couple of guys will be looking for some redemption. Lucas, I think.
Are out there early as well. I mean, seeing what the battle at the back end of that one with those guys, the likes of Davison, Robertson, Jarkus Jones, and co, mate. Those guys, this second quali's just ramped up to be a whole lot more important than the first. Now that they know who they're running against and how close that finish was after 30 minutes. So
spicy, wasn't it?
And more favourable conditions, like you were mentioning.
Yeah. Anywho, we will have, this will be the lap. I can already tell you that. Look, who have we got out there? I can see the 333 car, the 8 car, the 559, the 96, the 27. They're all out there. They're all on green hot laps. What have they got? We're gonna like Q1. We're gonna see these times start mixing it up very, very quickly, and the likelihood we did see some drivers get that third lap in last qualifying session, Rusty. So, expect to see much of the same. Some guys go for 2. We saw Stewie Arrowsmith put it in the garage early. I don't think we'll see that again this time because I think he's got a bit more in the tank. He played it down last time, but I reckon he's got a little bit more.
Oh, he's definitely got a little bit more in the tank. He's a professional sandbagger, our mate Stu. So, he's preventing floods all over this track at the moment with the amount of bags he's throwing out. I tell you who I am looking forward to seeing what kind of results that they can get in this second qualifying session. That'll be Mitch Campbell. 1 run under his belt. Really good finish. Got caught in a little bit of traffic, but, qualified poorly by his standards. I think he would be the first to admit, kind of P10, P11 is not where he wants to be. So I think he'd be a little bit further up this time.